Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for showing me so much love on all my previous videos, you guys. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. Thank you guys for being here today, sitting down with me, chit-chatting with me as usual. So you guys, I'm so excited because for the first time since I had my daughter, since I had Tishay, if you don't know, I have a beautiful 2-year-old daughter. So for the first time since I had her, we actually twinned to church. We wore anko to church, you guys. If you're not Nigerian, if you're not Yoruba, anko is a Yoruba word for when people wear the same thing, the same outfit. So I had like this material and I made a dress for myself, and the tailor also made something for Tishay. Super cute, guys. And then we wore it to church and it was super cute. I before this video goes up, I feel like I should have uploaded the picture on Instagram, but just in case you haven't seen it, I'm gonna just show you a real pic real quick. Okay, you know what? I don't know if you guys can see that. Ah, that's us. But just in case you didn't see this picture, I would post a picture, right? Actually, you know what? I will make sure I post a photo on Instagram, so that way you guys can also go and check out my Instagram page. My Instagram name should be somewhere up here. Yes, you guys should go and check it out and then like the picture. It was super cute. It was the first time we had a mother-daughter what do you call it, mother-daughter outfit. I mean, how do they call those things, but it was super cute. The material was cute. The tailor did a good job for the both of us, and I really like it, you guys. It was so cute. I've always been like, I remember I used to say I'm not that kind of person. I don't like twinning. Well, actually, sorry, it's not like I don't like it with my daughter. I don't like when you see father, mother, children all wear the same anko. I feel some type of way about that one. But I think if it's just like mother, daughter, father, son, I think those ones are pretty cute. What do you guys think about it? Do you like doing anko with your kids, or is it something you would love to do when you have kids, or you just think, oh, like everybody just wear what you have, or let's wear them on separate days? Because I used to feel like that, like even if my husband has the same outfit with me, which we do not have anyone together, I'd be like, you wear yours on a different day and I'll wear mine on a different day, okay? But that's not why we're here today. But don't forget to go check out my Instagram page and like my post, you guys, and like my reels. I do a lot of reel videos too that are really engaging, interesting, funny. So just go check out my social media page. Anyways, enough of that. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that speaks to me, that is really like some of the struggles I've had and I've gotten out of it. And it's basically just talking about like some of the things that we think are so embarrassing that are actually not embarrassing, or you shouldn't be embarrassed about. Like can we just normalize some things? Anyways, that's really what we're going to be talking about today. So and I feel like this video is going to speak to a couple of people, and I honestly just hope you're touched and blessed by this, and by this video you can snap out of that feeling that you're feeling, and you know what, move on with your life and enjoy your life. Life is too short, you guys. Anyways, let's get into the video. So if you're interested, just keep watching. I have to say that this video was motivated by a reel that I saw on Instagram where a lady was talking about like things we shouldn't be embarrassed about. So I'm just going to pick some of the things that stood out to me and probably add like some of my own things in there. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is not having your thing together. I don't want to use that word, but not having your everything together. I feel like this one is so common. It's like everybody feels like at a certain age you're supposed to have everything together. You're supposed to have built your career, you're supposed to have been married, you're supposed to like have had kids, you're supposed to like be living in your dream house, you're supposed to like literally figure everything out in your life. And honestly, I feel like it stems from what society has kind of like put into our heads, like, oh, milestones of your life, like at this age you're supposed to be doing this, at this age you're supposed to be doing this. But you know what, there's nothing you're supposed to be embarrassed about, because everybody does not have their life figured out already. There is no one person that has their everything figured out already. Their outward appearance to you might seem like, oh my god, she has everything together, but honestly, deep down, a lot of people don't. And even, have you ever seen those people that you feel like they have everything together, and then along the line they just deviate into so many other things? It's because like people might just be doing what they're doing. They're probably doing that job, or they're just in that career because, it's convenient right now, and it pays good money, but probably deep down in them, they don't have any joy in it. And that's why you see that maybe somebody has worked for about 10 years and then they quit their job and start doing photography, or say they want to travel the world. And that's because that's probably what brings them joy. And then you have been embarrassing yourself and beating yourself up and everything because 10 years ago, because you felt, oh my God, I did not have my thing together. Listen, I'm just telling you this breaking news that not everybody has everything figured out. And that's something I had to learn. Especially when you look at people on social media, it's so easy to be like, oh my God, she has a house, she has a husband, she has a dog, she has a child, she has a dish, she has a dad, looks like she's making money. But then that's just the outward appearance that people want you to see. And honestly, don't be embarrassed for feeling that way, don't even, because it's easy to come and say, oh, don't look at their outward appearance and everything. Yes, I understand that. But as somebody that has been there, that I once used to be like, oh my God, why don't I have everything together? Why don't I have what this person has already? It's okay for you to feel that way, but don't dwell in it. Don't dive in it. Don't sit down in it. Don't wallow in it. You have to get out there and actually do something. Like if you want to change or turn around that situation, you have to do something about it. It's like what they say about we fat people like this, me that I'm fat like this. They say, when I start feeling some type of way about myself, like, oh my God, I want to lose weight, I want to look better, blah, 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 blah. Well, just sitting down there and just being embarrassed about it, it's not going to solve anything. I need to stand up and get my ass to the gym or something and, do some diet and something. I can't just sit down there and expect everything to just change. Like I have to take actions, you understand? Even though right now I could care less. My sisters, my ladies, number 2, please stop being embarrassed about not being married at 30. Like this one is so rampant, and I feel like you might look at me some certain type of way and be like, well, it's easy for you to talk like that because you got married before you were 30. Listen, if I had not found the person I was going to get married to, I would have just continued. My mother will rant and shout from today to tomorrow. I'm not going to get into a relationship that I know that is not going to profit me in any way, that is not going to help me or lift me up or lift my spirit or help my career or help my goals in life to be achieved. I'm not going to do that. So this thing about people saying that, oh, ladies have to be married by 30. Yoruba will say, Ile obirin man tete shu. Ile tani o kin tete shu. Excuse me. Pretty much means that a woman's night comes faster than a man's night. So basically, a woman's getting to the end of prime time gets there faster than that of a man. Excuse me, when the sun comes out or when the moon is going down, does it say that on women, it goes down faster and on men it goes down slower? No, like it's just when it is your time, it is your time. When you're ready to be married, you're ready to be married. When you found that person, you found the person. If you've not found the person, are you going to go and stand on the road and be advertising yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no timeline, there's no set timeline. There are people that got married in their 20s, early 20s, for example, and before they even got to their 30s, they're already divorced. I'm not praying for divorce for anybody in Jesus' name, or the marriage just didn't work out. And there are people that it felt like to the society they were taking so much time and not being married on time, and probably got married in their 30s, even 40s, and their marriages have gone on to last longer than, another person that got married earlier. So there's nothing to be embarrassed about this, ladies, please. That's when you start hearing ladies that they don't even want to say their ages. That's when people start saying, I'm 29, 29, 29, 29. For 5 years, you are still 29. Listen, come out, step out of that feeling that you're feeling, stand up tall, say your age, be proud about it. Everything is going to work out in the end. And that goes on to also for babies, for children. Like if you're not ready to bring a child into this world, if you know that you're not ready to take care of a child, please don't let society pressure you into once you're married, you have to have kids. There are people that decided to take 4 years, 5 years, 6 years and, waited. And when they were ready, they were popping babies back to back. So don't get in that space that, once you're married, you have to start having kids. It depends on what people want. I knew what I wanted and I prayed to God for it. And by the grace of God, God granted me the desires of my heart. If you know what you want, please don't let anybody pressure you into it. There are people that are not financially ready to take care of a child. Listen, having a kid, having a child is a whole ball game. Like your finances, it it will put hand like this and squeeze hand into your whole finances, and you'll be like, what? Like, do you know the price of diapers? Do you know the price of formula? Do you know the price of food? Do you know how much I spend on my daughter every week on just fruits? Do you get? So if you feel like you're not yet there, and you and your spouse have discussed it, and you're like, you know what, we're going to take a break, or we're going to chill before we have kids, or we just want to enjoy ourselves before we have kids, all those other reasons that people give, don't let society pressure you and you start feeling embarrassed about it. Even if it gets to the point where you really want to have kids, but they're just not coming yet, because they're going to come eventually in Jesus' name, don't be embarrassed about it. You've prayed. You've spoken to God, your maker. God is answering you. He's taking his time to answer you, because he's creating that special human that he knows that will come and be a blessing to your life. So don't be embarrassed about it. When it's Mother's Day, don't let it be that's when you now sit down at home, you don't want to go to church because you're embarrassed. Or when it's Father's Day, that's when you don't want to even post your husband or anything like that. Listen, the just shall live by faith. Post it. Post yourself as a mother. Post your husband as a father. Stand in the gap. Have that faith, and it is surely going to happen. But one thing you should not be doing is be embarrassed. Excuse me. There are times that, like, several times in my place of work now, or even when I go out, and people are like, "Oh my God, when is Tisha having a second child? When are you guys having a second child? When is Tisha having a sibling?" And the more they say it, it's easier for me to sleep in my shell and be embarrassed about it, especially because of the fact that a lot of my friends that we gave birth around the same time, that we had our babies around the same time, a lot of them are pregnant. What am I even talking about? A bunch of them have given birth to their second children. Some of them that even gave birth after I gave birth to Tisha are pregnant, about to give birth to their second children, or some even third children, So it's easy I've had people tell me, oh, look at this person, she's pregnant already, or look at this person, she already has a second child. Baby, what are you waiting for? Blah, 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 blah. It's easy for me to get embarrassed, and you don't want to slip into it. But you know what? I know that God is working out the perfect will for my life. So why should I be embarrassed about it? Okay. So another thing that we often get embarrassed about is not being able to afford luxury items. I just thank God for the grace upon my life, because honestly, maybe it's the way I was raised. Those luxury items they don't enter my eyes like that. They enter your eye, close up. Like, maybe because I don't know them, maybe because I don't know their worth. But you see, like, people buying Hermes slippers. Those are the ones that come to mind. I don't know designers at all. Or there's this small bag. There's this bag that almost every lady carries now. Kurt Giga, something like that. Is it Kurt Giga? Something like that. I don't even know these things. The brands that I know are all those ones that have patterns on them, like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Tommy Hilfiger. Which one again? Coach. I don't even know if Coach is still considered luxury. Michael Kors. I don't even know if it's still considered luxury. But those are the ones I know. But then I know there are other big ones now, you guys. And I honestly don't know them. I can tell you for a fact that I don't own any. I don't. Probably when I was in school, I owned a Coach bag, and I bought it on sale. I don't own any designer shoes. I don't own any designer bags, and it's just never been my thing. Or maybe because I know I can't afford it, so I don't even bother myself. I use an iPhone 11. And I know that now there's like iPhone 13 out there, but I've never been thirsty to say I want to buy an iPhone 13, or been thirsty to not be able to bring out my phone because I'm embarrassed about it. It's just never been my thing, and I'm grateful, because I think that takes a lot. I'm grateful for that, but then I'm also out here to encourage you that, listen, it doesn't take away the value of your life. It doesn't take away the value that you instill in others. It doesn't take away the kind of life, the quality of life that you're supposed to be living, because I don't have those things, but I live a good life. I enjoy my life. Of course, I'm working because I want to make more money, I'm praying for promotions because I want to, my salary to increase and everything. I'm putting out content because I want to make more money on YouTube. Yes, but then not to buy those things. Like, those things don't appeal to me. And then if you're the kind of person that those luxury items actually appeal to you, if you're in a space where you can't afford it yet, don't be embarrassed about it. Like, it's really not a big deal. Like I said, it doesn't take away from the quality of the life that you're supposed to be living. Do you understand? If you can afford it, by all means. But I'm here to address or talk to those that, you know, might feel embarrassed about not being able to afford things like that. Wigs, you know, like 300,000 naira wigs. People are buying wigs as much as 1 million naira. I am here to break it to you that the highest amount of wig that I have bought is this one on my head, and I think I bought it 75,000 naira about 4 years ago. I have like 3 wigs that I like. Those are my wigs. I have just 3 wigs, and the highest one cost 75k, and it's this one on my head, and I bought it in 2019 January. I remember because I just got married then, and you know, I had a little change to spare. Do I desire to? Oh yes, I want to buy really nice lush, what they call it, what do you guys call those things, double drawn, virgin, whatever they call, I don't know those names, I'm sorry, but of course I want to buy those things, but I can't afford it. So what do I do about it? I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to dust this one that I have, make it look nice again, and wear it. And if I did not even tell you the price, or if I did not even tell you when I bought it, it probably does not even look like it, and I'm contented and I'm fine with it. You get? So I'm just I'm just out here encouraging us that please don't be embarrassed about these things. Like, I know it's easy to fall into that space of mind, but just don't be embarrassed about it. If you can't afford it now, you'll be able to afford it later. So like I said earlier, you would just work towards it. You know, maybe get a second job if you can. I mean, I don't know why you're getting a second job to buy luxury items, but you know what I mean. Like maybe work harder if you know that you truly desire it. But one thing you shouldn't be is be embarrassed. Another thing that stood out to me in that post is being embarrassed about being a virgin. Listen, like, the world that we're in today almost makes it seem like, well, if you're a virgin, you're supposed to be like an outcast. It's amazing how like life has just changed. Like, I remember, well, no, obviously I wasn't born there. Why am I saying I remember? But then I've watched movies and I've heard stories about, you know, long time ago, if you were not a virgin, it was like you were stained. Like, you know, it was like something was wrong with you. And, you know, and if you were a virgin, it was like you were pure and everything. And it's so weird now that if you're not a virgin, it seems like, or if you're a virgin, it seems like there's something wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you, and don't be embarrassed to say it. Don't be ashamed to say it. I'm not castigating those that are not virgins. You know, I know that things might have happened to you in the past, you know, and things like that. But the most important thing now is to make wiser and better decisions. I am not a fan, and I do not subscribe to premarital sex. So yeah, like, if you've made mistakes in the past, you know, you should turn a new leaf and, you know, be a new person right now. But then people making virgins seem like there's something wrong with them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Stand up tall and tell that guy or that is toasting you that, yes, this is who you are. And even as a guy, I feel like it's more embarrassing for guys. Like, guys don't like to say that they're virgins because it seems like you're a guy and you're supposed to have explored. So if it feels like as a guy you have not explored, there's something is wrong with you. Listen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Just keep basking in the glory of the Lord, okay? People being embarrassed about leaving their marriages. So when they are in a bad situation, so when they're in a bad situation, they're in a bad marriage, you know, it's a toxic marriage, whether they are being physically abused or emotionally abused in one way or the other, people tend to, you know, want to leave the marriage. But then people get embarrassed and say, you know what, I can't leave because if I leave, what will people say? Listen, right from time, what will people say has always not been a good idea for anybody. If you go and look at the Bible, what will people say has never been a good idea to remain in a terrible situation. Because at the end of the day, when, God forbid, when something bad happens to you, people will still say. When you are in the marriage and something bad is happening to you, people will say. When you don't leave, people will still say. When something bad happens, they will still say. So at the end of the day, people will always say. So please, if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, you find yourself in a toxic marriage, you know, gather things you can gather and leave, because at the end of the day, your life is what is most important. I know that God ordained marriage and marriage is a beautiful union, but I don't think that God wants anybody to be in a marriage that they're going to die in, or they're suffering in silence, because, you know, God brought us into this world to fulfill different purposes. So I don't know how you'll be able to fulfill the purpose that God has brought you to this earth to fulfill if you're dying in silence, if you're being in a toxic relationship, if you're getting beaten basketballs every day, if you're being emotionally abused every day? How do you want to fulfill the plan and purposes that God has brought you into this world to fulfill? How do you preach the gospel to other people? How do you save? How do you preach a message of salvation to other people? How do you even encourage your children? How do you help your children to stand for themselves? Because at the end of the day, God has entrusted these children to us to teach them and lead them in the right path. So how do you do that when you still remain in that position? So please, that's something you should never be embarrassed about. People will always say, and they say after 1 week, they move on to another person. Even after 10 years, they see you and they say, and so what? Everybody always says, the person that is saying he did their own body today have the one that people will say about. So please, what will people say is something you should not even consider when you are in these situations. I hope this video has spoken to somebody somewhere. I hope that you've been touched in one way or the other and you have a different mindset about things you should not be embarrassed about. I hope God really helps you to get out of that space and out of that mindset. If you want to share with me some of the things that you were previously embarrassed about before, I would absolutely love to read it. I would also leave comments about things that I also remember that I used to be embarrassed about. I've said it several times. I used to be embarrassed about my weight. I used to be embarrassed about how I look. But honestly, at this point, nobody can shame me. Nobody in this world can shame, not even my parents. Nobody can shame the way that I look, because I know I'm beautifully and wonderfully made. Okay, so many things that I've been embarrassed before and I've gotten out of, and I've just surrendered everything to God, and I just advise that you also do the same. So thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment, like I said, share this video with everybody that you know, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.